everyone, it's Carrie over at Double Click. Welcome back to my craft room. Today I am giving you a quick before tour of my craft room. Summer is almost back here in Arizona. I will be able to spend some more time in my craft room. I have not been in here in a couple of weeks and it's a mess. So I figured I would bring you along as I do a clean with me. But first I'm going to do a quick run through and then I'm going to get on with my cleaning. This is my landing zone. I keep my work stuff here, my running stuff up here. This is new stuff. This is some Temu purchases. These are some buttons that will be going up on my Etsy shop. My paper. I've been working on trying to figure out how I want stuff stored in my calyx unit. This is the top. I've made some changes to the room and I do plan to make some additional changes this summer. I'm going to be leaving a lot of this stuff alone. I think my goal today is to try and make some of these spaces a little bit more clear so that I am able to work. So this is the one pathway, but then this is the other pathway. This is my corner desk. It's filled with stuff all over there. This area is full of stuff all up here. This whole counter is now unusable from the stuff that I've been picking up or just trying to organize. And then I have a bunch of stuff down this way. This is where I usually do my crafting and it is full of stuff. This is a piece of furniture that I picked up and I'm hoping to use it for ribbon storage. This makes a very narrow path. I have lots of stuff that I need to install this summer. This is a roll of magnetic sheet that needs to go behind my door. I still have my punches and I'm not happy with this setup still. I have some printer trays and some mini shelves down there, some new items that I've picked up at yard sales. I'm working on my buttons. All this has to be put away. These are some organizing tools, lots of stuff. So my goal today is just to make it where I can walk around the whole island without tripping over anything. Clearing off this space completely as well as this space. I hope you enjoy my clean with me video.
Hey crafty friends, it's been a few days since I did that original intro. It took my batteries to my camera a few days to charge and then it was too dark outside. So this is now a few days later and I am raring to go. I was not able to craft in my room without just sliding stuff out of my way and it was getting really frustrating. So I decided today was the day. I was able to leave work early because we are redoing our entire backyard and we are having an additional driveway installed on our front. And one of us had to be home for the paver delivery. And so I volunteered to leave work early, of course, because then I knew I would be able to clean up my craft room while I was waiting for the pavers to be delivered. And at this point, the pavers had been delivered. And I did try and get a shot, but I didn't realize that my camera wasn't up high enough for you to see it, but they are sitting outside in front of my house. And I think when I realized that you didn't see it, I did try to take another photo. We have hit our first day of over 100 degrees here in Arizona. And that means it's time for me to go back into hibernation and start crafting in my craft room. During the winter months is when we do all of our outdoor activities. We recently picked up a few motorcycles. So my husband and I have been out riding almost every single day that we are both home from work, and it has been so much fun. We have also been meeting lots of new people and enjoying being outside. It's hard for me to find a good balance between working, being at home, wanting to craft, wanting to ride, wanting to hang out with my friends. And I still struggle to find a balance because I just find that sometimes it's like I just go all in on one thing and then I do nothing else. So, yeah, it's a balancing act that I'm always trying to improve. I always miss when I'm not in my craft room, and I definitely have the itch to get back in here. I was very excited to have a little extra time to be able to get in here and make it where I can at least craft. I have stuff everywhere in every nook and cranny of this room, and unfortunately, I have been putting stuff in my bedroom, which I said I was never ever going to do, but I have done it with all of the yard selling that I have done this past season. I have acquired so many amazing crafting goodies, and I haven't had the time to sit down and go through it and find the space in my craft room. This summer, my husband and I plan on tearing down some of the parts of the craft room, like where I have the corner that has the crates. He's going to be installing the new magnetic sheets that will house the dies. And I also need to go through all of my vintage boxes, and my goal is to have everything in my craft room and absolutely nothing craft related in my bedroom. So hopefully that is just temporary. I thought it would be fun to answer a couple of questions that I had asked on one of my videos, if anyone had any questions of like a Q&A, and also answer some messages that I received in some of my other Clean With Me videos. One of the biggest things that people said was that my videos on my Clean With Me were way too fast. I did speed this one up by 2 times when I think the other ones were 4 times. And the reason for that is it takes me a really long time to clean my craft room. Some of those videos were 2 and 3 hours of footage, and I just could not see trying to post a video that long of me cleaning. So I did slow this one down from how I normally would speed it up. So hopefully this is better for some of my viewers. And that kind of brings me into the next question that I'm asked all the time. And that is, how do I film and not use my hands? And that is with a GoPro. I have a small GoPro. I have lots of equipment for it, one of them being like a headband that you can clip the GoPro to. I also have a clip that will clip it to my baseball cap. You can see a better view, or the view that I see. And you can see it's connected to my phone. So I do periodically check my phone to make sure that you are able to see what I'm seeing, so that when I'm cleaning, it kind of makes sense on what I'm actually doing. I really like the GoPro as my way of filming because I personally do not want my picture in like I don't want myself in the video, and this makes it so you are getting the same view that I'm getting while I'm cleaning. The next question that I get is, how long have I been crafting? And I do think I get that question because people see some of my videos and they see all of the stuff that I have in my craft room. I have been crafting since 2009, and I pretty much have been crafting consistently since 2009. I haven't always made videos. I used to make videos before YouTube was really a thing. And then I kind of stopped with YouTube, but I've always been a crafter. I've always had some kind of craft room. I moved into my current craft room. It will be 5 years in July, and this one is less than half the size of my old craft room. Don't mind me here. I'm just walking through my house, so I'm kind of covering the camera. But I'm so excited because this counter is now cleaned off, as clean as I would normally keep it. And I'm giving it a good wipe with some Clorox. And yeah, I'm super excited that this area is done. Once I'm done with this kind of quick clean, I will go through with a vacuum and vacuum up all the little papers that are on the floor. I really am just doing a very quick clean, just so that I have some room to actually be able to craft in here. My craft room needs to be like hugely deep cleaned. I need to really somehow, I don't even know how I'm going to do it. I have big goals of just getting my stuff in order. There's only so many hours in the day. It's like, do I want to be cleaning and organizing, or do I want to be crafting? And there are some days that I really just want to be, organizing, but I really do miss crafting when I'm not crafting. So probably during the summer, I will move my foldable table into my hallway, which is by when you leave my craft room is my front door, and I have a big entryway, and that is where I set up my foldable table. And I feel like my goal is to go, section by section and try and do another good organization, so that I feel like I've kept it pretty organized, but I have a couple of boxes of stuff that I have not put away. And so that kind of stuff, or it's in a different spot. So yeah, it's really hard to organize when you have too much stuff, but I'm really not willing to part with any more stuff than what I've already parted with. I have done a couple of destashes. I have done lots of swaps. My craft style changes so often, and I feel like I get such great deals when I'm out yard sailing and at Goodwills that I really don't want to just like get rid of my stuff. So I have moved on to this section, the side section of my craft room, and I'm just kind of clearing up some of the area. I had a request for a baby boy card, so that's why one of the boxes is down. That is my baby boy box, and I had a couple of Cricut cartridges out that I was using to cut an umbrella. So I'm putting that stuff away, and I'm going to climb up on my stool to get that baby box put away as well. And another question that I have received is, what do I do for a living? I had someone ask if I was a nurse. I'm not a nurse, and I'm thankful for all those nurses and healthcare workers out there. I actually am a finance manager for a contracting company. It's construction contracting. I take care of all of the finances and make sure that the money for the company is spent appropriately. And that's it. That's what I do for a living. Thank you guys for those questions and comments. And I'm doing the happy dance here to motivate myself to keep on going. Here is a box of stuff that I was swapping with. I have right now two, I believe I have two. One is pending. So if anyone is still interested, I have one swap package to swap. If you're interested, I will link the video to my swap video. Doing a very quick sweep over here. I am ready to tackle the desk part of my craft room, which is where I do most of my journaling. And here I am showing you, this is the pavers that they dropped off in front of the house. And that is my current view. I've also been doing some of my filming in this area. The window being right there provides a lot of nice light, so I don't have as many shadows as I do when I work on the other side of the desk. This area becomes a huge catch-all. I throw things in here that I shouldn't be throwing in here. So I'm just taking the time and putting all of the items where they should be. People stop by my house and they buy cards, and I just keep the money in the back of the box. So I had someone drop off some money, so I'm putting that away. I keep a lot of my notebooks and my journals out here. So there is normally a lot of stuff on this area anyway. You'll just see me cleaning up this area and putting everything where it belongs. And while I'm doing this, I will just like to say thank you so much for stopping by my channel and watching my clean with me. I have lots of videos on me trying to organize and declutter my craft room. I also have lots of haul videos on all of the crafting goodies that I find while I go out yard sailing. I apologize for not coming by more frequently lately because I've been not in my craft room so much, but I do hope to get back into the routine. I'm missing everyone's videos so very much. Real quick, I'm such a busybody, nosy neighbor. I'm hearing activities out front of my house, and so I was just going out there to make sure nothing was happening with the pavers, and the people across the street are having a massive tree removed, and their giant chipper truck is parked next to our pavers, and no one can get through in either direction. So that's what I was looking at, checking out what's going on out there. I love having these windows in my craft room. They are the only windows actually that face the front of the house besides the garage. I'm always in here looking out the window if I'm not crafting. My husband does like to come here to also look out the window, but he says that the space is too crowded, so he doesn't really like to even come into my craft room to look out the window anymore. I hope you have all been enjoying the new Dewdrop release colors. I have moved my challenges to be one challenge for every 2 months, so I'm not releasing them as often as I was. I really enjoy picking the color selections for the drops and deciding what holidays are upcoming. And it's been a really fun journey to get my dewdrop business back up and running again. I used to sell my dewdrops on my blog spot, and it was very successful. And then I stopped doing it for a while when my kids were at that age that they needed me a whole lot more. So I wasn't able to put the time in that I wanted to. Now that my kids are grown, I am able to really bring out lots of new colors. Here I'm showing you the new release, and I have just a few Christmas sets left before I would release the ones for next year, giving my space a wipe down, getting rid of all that extra trash, and my space is looking as good as it's gonna look before I do any kind of major clean and organization. I found these awesome templates at a yard sale. They were brand new in the packaging, and there are a ton of really good ones in there. I have a little shelf that is for templates, so I am going to be putting them in there. And I'm looking out the window because now I see this guy hanging from the big tree from across the way, and I think that that's funny. Anyways, back to my stencils, getting them put away. What I end up doing is grabbing a scrapbooking page sleeve, and I decide that I should keep all of these stencils together because once I opened it, I realized there were instructions. There were a lot of base plates that went to certain templates, and I didn't want to mix them up with my existing ones. So I've just decided to pull a scrapbooking sleeve and keep them all organized in there. Before I go ahead with the quick walkthrough of my somewhat cleaned craft room, I would just like to say again, thank you guys so much for all of your support. I feel very grateful that I have met so many wonderful people here on YouTube. I really enjoy watching everyone's videos. I will be catching up and trying to keep up like I was doing before. I definitely want to start entering the challenges again and supporting all of the current hashtags. And I would just like to say how much I appreciate you all so very much. And thank you for your support of my dewdrop business. I have been having so much fun watching people use them in their crafts and seeing how they organize them. This wraps up my Clean With Me video, and I'm about ready to do a quick walkthrough of how good my areas are now. I'm able to work on the island desktop as well as my desk area. I'm really looking forward to getting back on track and spending a lot more time in my craft room. Thank you guys so much for stopping by and have a great day. Bye, guys.